If somebody wants to know what Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom with Keto Under 20, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20 is all about, look no further than my mug. It's all about Keto Under 20. Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20 most days, and some days I'm under 15. And I have plenty of veggies. So go figure, what am I eating? Well, I'm eating a very keto, rich in fats, rich in just delicious fats and delicious foods and very nutrient-dense veggies every day. You know what I love about my keto community, besides the fact that we're snowflakes, turtles, and pickles, is that the confidence of the women that I comment, respond to with their comments. It's so awesome. And those of you that didn't have a channel when you first started keto, and now you do, and it is just, I just love embracing all of the keto family, and it's just wonderful. And we can say things between us. We're building relationships that, frankly, I haven't had since, I worked in offices or waitressing probably decades ago, like 4 or 5 decades ago, in my 20s and early 30s, and not in regular offices. Those are kind of vicious places, if you ask me. And at the police department, it's mostly men. They don't put a lot of women on overnights, or I should say, no women at this point on overnights. And so it's a male world there, and I have those brief encounters when there's an arrest or they need to tell me something. And, it's not like friendships are budding. But I do have a close friend who's in recovery also that I relieve at times, and I covered for her while she was out sick. So that's fun because we can talk program and work at the same time and connect, like when you meet somebody face to face, if you are lucky enough to, that does this keto food plan. And you can just, it immediately, it's like AA. It immediately opens up hours and hours and hours of conversation that you can have about how you do it, where you shop, what you like. It's really what we have found here with comments and responding to comments and going on each other's channels and having a look at what they're producing. And it just fills my heart and it keeps me keto. There's something about accountability that just comes with doing a channel, as many of you have learned. And, we can't be veering off to the left and right and expect the respect of our subbies, right? We need to keep it all doing what we're doing, staying the course, and with that little bit of added pressure of being visible and accountable, we do quite well, thank you very much, in staying the course. And staying the course is what matters, okay? It's not the big weight loss. It's not, getting into 3 sizes smaller. Those things are wonderful and perhaps what brought us here. But staying the course, learning the habits of a healthy way of eating for the rest of your life is the biggest gift. And sometimes we forget about that and we get a little pouty about missing out on, FOMO, fear of missing out on what everybody else is having. Or, we watch some food porn, and there's plenty of food porn on keto recipes too. A lot of you still do them or do them, and you're successful with them, and your addict isn't triggered, and the scale is going down, and you're very, very lucky. For me at 67, I had to say goodbye to those things, and I appreciate those that can still have them in safety, but I can't. So I get all excited about butter, new oils, a wonderful organic heavy whipping cream, finding my lettuces and making one of those great big salads that I absolutely adore with the oils on them, and then slivering the almonds in butter and putting them on either my Good Culture cottage cheese or in the salad. To me, that's desserty as I want to get. And it's the main meal. and I absolutely love it. And some weeks when I have some things, I say, this might be what makes me pay when it's weigh-in Thursday. And yet, I just stay in my range. And so I don't know, it is working. I admit that I've added about 150 calories to my daily intake, and I'm not getting away with it, but I can see that my body lets me do it. I keep my carbs. I do keto coaching at ketocoachingsarah.com. And in talking to some of my clients, I realized that a lot of us must have there's insulin resistance, which you can Google and learn a whole bunch about. And most of the professional MDs, etc., here in the keto community say we all come to keto with insulin resistance if you've done the standard American diet. But to me, putting it in an English layperson's terms that I get is sluggish metabolism. I mean, how many of you have hit like 50, 55 and said, it's just how it is when you get older. It's just a sluggish metabolism. I'm post-menopause. I'm not as active as I used to be. I might even have retired from, an active type of job, or I've had a sedentary job for, 25 years. And this stuff underneath and around and underneath the boobs is just all part of the price we pay as we age. And I guarantee if you go to Weight Watchers, you'll see a lot of that sort of body. That was my body that entered into Weight Watchers 4 or 5 years ago, And when I got there, I fit. I was just like them. I had the great big menopause, the bloating. Of course, I was insulin resistant. Of course, I had a sluggish metabolism. I couldn't out-exercise my issues. And so, although I lasted one whole meeting there, I know what it's about. And other people that continue to go to Weight Watchers see them there, and they don't really change, but they keep going. It's like social hour. And I get that, I see that in AA as well. People that have no interest in really being clean and sober, and to them it's their social hour, and maybe it'll stick at some point, just like in Weight Watchers, going and doing nothing but trying the next Weight Watchered dessert or bread. Maybe at times it'll stick, and you'll get rid of all the garbage, all the grains, all the sugars. And so when we come into keto, we are serious about this, and we are willing to give up all the grains and all the sugars. And what happens with that? Well, immediately it's going to get better, but it might take you a while. Why? Because sometimes our head is so sentimental and is so, missing all those other things and mourning the losses of things instead of seeing the flip side of that piece of bread, if I could say it, and seeing that, wow, I feel really, really good. I just slept 6 hours solid without getting up in the middle of the night. That hasn't happened in a long, long time. And we don't even see that the benefits start in right away. For me, I think my biggest issue was the bloat. By the end of the day, I always felt like a beached whale on the standard American diet. I chewed an inordinate amount of gum. And one day, I looked at those labels. 1 carb, 2 carbs of grams of carbs in my gum. And I was like, I chewed so much freaking gum. 10 pieces to 15 a day. I was working in a homeless shelter, and it was, it was never easy. Their needs could never be met. Talk about spoon-fed. And so I was busy from start to stop, driving them places, doing things for them, having talks where I figured maybe they'll get it. Maybe this will be, that maybe this match that I'm lighting under them will be the match that makes them want to do this for themselves, for their child, to get their child back. And so I was under a lot of stress, and I looked at chewing gum like a BBC, better bad choice. And staff was not allowed to drink sodas in front of the clients. And that was fine with me because I was not a soda drinker. Anyway, my trade-off was gum chewing. So, that was the trade-off, except it had the carbs in it. So I couldn't have a couple of Diet Cokes and feel like, maybe a burp, which always made my stomach feel good. I couldn't have any of those things because that's how it was there, because we couldn't have in front of them what they couldn't have. So diet sodas or real sodas or energy drinks, any of that stuff, we couldn't have. And so I chewed gum. I chewed gum probably from, 13, 14 to 63, 64. So 50 years of chewing gum. Yeah. And so I gave it up. I looked at all of those things. I did a review on all the gums, and I gave it up. And the way that I gave it up was a gradual thing. I went to Velemons, which you can get at Trader Joe's. They have less than a carb in one of those little chiclets. And I cut down. I stopped working at the shelter. That helped. Stress level way down. And so then I switched to, like, I don't know, maybe it was 2 pieces a day. Then I did 1 piece a day, 2 times a day. Then I did a half a piece once a day. And then I did no pieces every day. And it was a slow wean. Some things I've given up just like that, and it works. And those 2 things happen to be smoking and drinking. But the gum, I weaned down. And now, in place of the gum that I used to have at a certain point in my day, I now have a sparkling water. And it works, and I love the bottles. And as some of you saw in a recent food find, I'm trying 2 others. And yes, Smart Water does have a sparkling water. And so I can't wait to try that. I think I'll bring it to my 12-step meeting today. And so that's how, I rolled. Entering has some give-ups. Entering keto has some give-ups. And they're for the better of your health. But we don't see it that way. We see it as, I haven't given up, and I'm already giving up sugars and grains and my English muffin and my pudding and, yeah. Well, okay. So you don't jump to ketofying those things. You learn what straight, wholesome, identifiable eating is all about. And that's what works for a lot of us. I'm not here to play. I'm here to keep getting healthier, to maintain the weight that I now have on maintenance, and to tell other people how I do it. That's how I do it. It's just the give back. And when every single person that you see starts a channel, a keto channel, they're giving back too. The side benefit or the back benefit is that they become accountable and it works for them. And so we are so blessed here in this keto community of support and fun and getting healthy and losing weight and giving up the habits. I'm usually focused on habits, the habitual routines of an unhealthy standard American diet, and just the habits like the nighttime eating and the eating while standing up and the mindless and the nibbling in between meals and the snacks. I work with you people a lot with those sort of behaviors. They go hand in hand with the choices, okay? And so, this has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a little chit-chat, and I will see you the next time here. Thanks so much for watching. You can find me at ketocoachingsarah.com for one-on-one. And until the next time, bye-bye for now. Thank you for watching.